wake up, baby, it's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, that's chipping pain. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not the night. Every moment, every go we see. In our hearts, it's Chelsea, me and you, we can agree. Oh, take me out and stay with you, river you talk. When to tap our take and you. Oh, Chelsea, we stand tall. We stand tall. Everywhere we give our all. Everywhere, yeah. Forever but true. Together we rise, just me and you. In nights that you will go home, 3 hours away, so near to my home. It will look so deep in river. Whoa, whoa. In the blue, our spirits fly. With every cheer, we touch the sky. In this love, we find our way. Chelsea forever, day by day. Oh, Chelsea, Chelsea stands tall. Cover up with the hand. We give our all. Chelsea, forever but true. Together we rise, just me and you. Hey, go wake up, baby, it's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, that's chipping pain. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not the night. Every moment, every go we see. In our hearts, it's Chelsea, me and you, we can agree. Oh, take me out and stay with you, river you talk. When to tap our take and you. Oh, Chelsea, we stand tall. We stand tall. Everywhere we give our all. Everywhere, yeah. Forever but true. Together we rise, just me and you. In nights that you will go home, 3 hours away, so near to my home. It will look so deep in river. Whoa, whoa. In the blue, our spirits fly. With every cheer, we touch the sky. In this love, we find our way. Chelsea forever, day by day. Oh, Chelsea, Chelsea stands tall. Cover up with the hand. We give our all. Chelsea, forever but true. Together we rise, just me and you. Hey, go wake up, baby, it's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, that's chipping pain. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not the night. Every moment, every go we see. In our hearts, it's Chelsea, me and you, we can agree. Oh, take me out and stay with you, river you talk. When to tap our take and you. Oh, Chelsea, we stand tall. just you were gone home. 3-hour wait so near to my home. It was like so late in river. Whoa, whoa. In the blue, our spirits fly. With every cheer, we touch the sky. In this love, we find our way. Chelsea forever, day by day. Whoa, Chelsea, Chelsea stands on. Cover up with the hand. We give our all. Chelsea, forever but true. Together we rise, just me and you. Hey, go wake up, baby. It's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, let's chip and play. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not your night. Every moment, every go we see.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. Welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome to another late show, another news roundup show. And we have a few things to lined up to talk about. But as usual, when it's not many, we'll talk a lot about the little we have to talk about. We have to talk about here, yeah, because we keep it interactive. It's about you, it's about the panelists, it's about everyone. Nobody's opinion trumps the others. What we do is put two and two together and try to make sense of what's going on out there. But more importantly, I do hope you're all doing well. We'll talk about Kolo Muani, talk about Nicolas Jackson, talk about Santos. Yeah, the fans are furious. Bynoe-Gittens and quite a few, but not a lot. But as usual, once again, because we keep it interactive, we will talk a lot about the little we have to talk about. So thank you, and please, as much as you can, once I address the initial comments in the chat section, try as much as you can to keep the topics aligned. I'm a human being. As much as I like to interact with you, going back and forth like this can be very, very exhausted. So let's go. What do we have here? Let's see. The first person in the house, Rugged Frankie, he says, we have to face the bitter truth. Jackson isn't improving, much to be trusted to lead the attack in all competition. I'm guessing come next season. Yes, he has contributed his quota, but CFC has to get another striker. Whether Delap ends up being the guy, I don't know, but I don't think we'd go for a big name after Delap. And as long as Jackson is still here, if anything, until I see otherwise, I think Jackson probably stays at Chelsea beyond the current season. But that's just my opinion anyway. And pardon me, I have to take a sip of my coffee. I'm a bit tired. If I don't do, I'll probably slip off as the show progresses. Good coffee. So thank you. Let's see. Dubelamo to make Chelsea great again. Yeah, what there? That term. Okay. Tobias Aristrop. I hope I pronounced your last name correctly. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thumbs up to you too. Big up, DJ Soup. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining. And please, because we're streaming in a vertical format, here's what to do. Press and hold your screen for just about a second. Then you see like and comment options. Swipe up to go full screen, especially if you're using a smaller screen. If you do that, you would never want to watch YouTube videos in any other way. It's good. But please, the likes, we're still back for likes. Well, we're not a big account yet, but we're getting there. Please drop a like on the video. The likes do go a long way. We have 16 people on YouTube, but a total of 56. 16 on YouTube, the rest shared between X and Facebook. Whether equally, I do not know. But wherever you're following the show from, take a second, drop a like on the video, and also do follow our whichever platform you're following the show on. So thank you. Let's see, what else do we have here? Cannot blame fans for being disappointed not seeing Santos even coming off the bench like a Sugo for his opportunity, especially against Brazilian opposition. who he knows very well. And I'm going to say this. I've talked about this. I understand the frustration. I would have loved to see him too, but it's really not that simple. Yeah, he hasn't worked. Has he worked under Enzo Maresca before? I'd say no. So probably needs to adapt. He stays. Bolly talked about him. I'm quite. The manager does know. He knows him very well. He's here to stay. He's probably going to be starting a lot of games. But it just wouldn't make sense that he comes back from loan and then boom, the manager, you can say, start him and benches someone else because of him. No, we have numbers in that area. He will get his time. And believe me, he's not going anywhere, and he will be one of the regulars in this season, if you get my point. So it's not that simple for managers. You not seen big name players after signing them, they sit on the bench for a while before getting to start. It's the same thing. I think the concern is that people, the concern you could say is driven mainly by the fear that the manager, by the fear that the club will sell him. That in turn driven by the rumors a few months ago that Chelsea are looking to sell him, which ended up not being the truth. I can understand the frustration, and you could argue also more because the manager had midfielders, had a fullback in the midfield area, while a real midfielder is sitting on the bench. But he wasn't the only midfielder that didn't start. Romeo Lavia was also on the bench. Osugo was also on the bench. So let's not push it, really. I'm not concerned. I'm glad he's back, and eventually he'll become a regular star. He'll become a mainstay, maybe, or a regular starter. Um, I don't know. What are we gonna do, really? One thing we haven't actually considered is that we have a lot of midfielders, and they're all top level. They're all top level midfielders that after the 25-26 season, just remember this now. One or two of them will be pushing to leave Chelsea because they're all not going to be happy. Yeah, how the club manages that, I really don't want to know. We will cross that bridge when we get there. But eventually, by the end of 25-26 season, we'll get a clear picture who leaves and who stays. So I'm not concerned. And we just played 2 games. What if he starts the next game and finishes it? We don't know what's going to happen. So I don't. But I get you. I get. You said people's frustration, understandable, driven by many factors. 2 of which we've talked about right now. So, but yeah, let's see what happens. Win, lose, or draw. Blue co out. Okay, if that's what's rocks your boat, enjoy it. Let's see. Big up to you too, Jay. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding time to join the show. No, he has a Sugo works under Maresca. It depends on what the manager wanted at the time. He hasn't. Andrea is a box-to-box midfielder. Sugo is a defensive midfielder. Strictly defensive midfielder. Not even close to Andrea, who is box-to-box. So I don't think that should be what we should look. We shouldn't look at that and say, okay, how about it, Sugo? No, relax. Just 2 games. Come on, man. You started following football since before you were born, DJ. So you know, and believe me, I'm with you. I sincerely do understand the people's frustration. If I tell you I don't, then I'm lying. I do understand your frustration, but it doesn't work like that. Honestly. All right, but that's by the way. What else do we have here? Rugged Frankie is saying, "How can you play James as a midfielder in such physical match? Lavia would have provided better option." And the question I want to ask you is this: I do want that to change, but the question I want to ask you: did we lose that game because Rhys James started where he started? No, I wouldn't say that's the case. If it is, let me know. Maybe I need to learn that was the case. If it wasn't, so that's the thing. Leave the manager, let him do his job. He's proven that he's capable, in my opinion, irrespective of what anybody thinks. Yeah, he's capable. The just concluded season, we won as many games as Arsenal. The only problem is that I think was that we lost more games than they did. We finished 4th, and we didn't finish there because Some other one certain team would beat lost a game or something like that because we deserved to be there and won the conference league too. But I think people hate this manager so much that you can say they slate him for nothing. The smallest thing, they drag him for it. Just let him do his job, really. Honestly, Andrey Santos, he will get his chance. And as I said, he's not going anywhere. And you could argue, once again, I've said this before, now I'm sounding like a broken record. I think people's concerns are driven by the fear that he's going to get sold. No, except if he pushes to leave. And I'm quite sure the manager probably explained to him why you can say, why he has to wait to make his debut under him. There's nothing to worry about. Hi to you too, Lusula. Lusula, I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding time to join the show. Talking about a Chelsea transfer rumor is a waste of time, as we know the squad for the new season is complete. No, I think we're still going to sign one more attacking player in the forward. Okay, I'm not sure I understand that one. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. We cannot fumble Santos. We're not fumbling him. He's here to stay. And believe me, the manager knows him very well. He's here to stay. So, and I'm going to say this. We may well find a way to keep all our midfielders, Andrey Santos, Romeo Lavia, Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, Dario Osugo. That's 5. Sam Sutton, that what's his name? The other one we signed from France, he's going to go out on loan. 5 of them. I don't think all of them, by the time 25-26 season ends, will be happy. I think at least 1 or 2 would be pushing to leave. But as I said, I'm not going to dwell on that too much. I will wait. When we get to that bridge, we'll cross it together. And I'm going to be a spectator. So we're not fumbling Santos. That even Boyle talked about him. We're not fumbling Santos. It's not going to happen. And I'm not concerned, but people see things differently. The fact that, we've played 2 games and he didn't participate in any of them didn't move me. It did not, honestly, because I know his time will come. And one thing you should understand, or one thing people aren't paying attention, again, there are things to look at. This is still more like a preseason for him under Enzo Maresca, irrespective of the seriousness of the competition. I get it. The question will come, how about Isugo? The manager needed a more defensive-minded player at the time, and Isugo was the one he decided to use. So Andrey Santos, I think he may well start our next game and finish it. And one of the already, again, established players will sit out on the bench. So for me, I think we're making a fuss out of nothing, really. That's just me. We're just making a lot of noise out of nothing, but it's my opinion. I cannot understand your proven midfielders in the team, but you prefer to expose the wing backs to play that midfield. Would you be saying the same thing had we won that game? I don't think so. Listen, I told people, irrespective of the seriousness of this competition and how much we get every time we win a game, it's still our preseason for the 25-26 season. Yeah, but you can see, you can say how seriously we take it reflects on the manager's in the manager's selection. But that's by the way, you get the point, though. I think he still will experiment to a certain measure, but not too much. So I'm not complaining, and I'm going to go back to asking you this question: had we won that game, I don't think you'd be talking about this that much. I just don't want players to get injured. The manager knows that too. He was going to break the rules, actually. I'm quite sure you've heard that, because he isn't happy that he's not allowed to rotate as many players as he wants. I think I've heard something to that effect. Correct me if I'm wrong. So he would want to rotate the team, because it's going to be a hectic season, a long one from the perspective of the number of games we're going to play. Yep, it's good. All right, let's see. Don't matter, Coachila. Santos has been under Maresca longer than Isugo. That's your business. You see it the way I see it. I see it the way I see it. Whether it don't matter to you, it does. If it doesn't matter to you, it matters to me. I think it makes sense to know that this is still his preseason under Maresca. It doesn't even matter that the Sugo was able to get a few minutes. He hasn't gotten anything. It's just 2 games. It's just 2 games. What if we start speaking in that manner for every player that haven't gotten the chance to play since the competition started? It's just 2 games, man. Come on. I'm done talking about that one, but you can go ahead and enjoy the conversation with. I have to move on to other comments we have here. But let me read through. Also, Coachila, you have 3 midfielders sitting on the bench, and the players are captain there. I have no hate. I'm not saying you have a hate for Marissa, but I'm saying, if you remember, I did say the frustration is probably driven by the fact that we had a fullback in the midfield, while a traditional midfield, a real midfield that was seated on the bench. Yeah, I can understand the frustration, but I'm saying my opinion. I don't really care right now. It doesn't matter because it's nothing. Why? Just 2 games. And that tells you nothing. That doesn't mean he will never get to play under Maresca again, or that doesn't mean that Chelsea are planning to sell him. And I'm quite sure if you've been to where they're training, probably the manager probably is still into, because Enzo Maresca is a very detailed or detail-oriented manager, probably still trying to drill the kid down to play the way he wants to play. I don't think this is the time to be concerned. Because in all honesty, take a step back, look at it again, it's just 2 games. And that's where I want to stop, really. But you have every right to see it the way you see it. For me, it doesn't bother me. I know he stays. I know probably he's going to be one of the main. He'll be starting a lot of games because, yeah, he earned it. He's earned it by going out on loan and proving that, yeah, he should be starting at Chelsea. And I don't see a world where Chelsea will sell him except if he pushes to leave, which I don't think he'd do right now because it won't be justified. Just 2 games, irrespective of whether we had Tosin in the midfield area. It's just 2 games. That's not enough to say, yeah, it makes sense for him to push to leave. No, he wouldn't. And he's proven actually that he's a patient guy. Because the club wanted him to stay, he said no and went out on loan. So I don't think because we've played 2 games and then he didn't get to participate, that he pushed to leave. If we play, let's say, finish even let's say we make it out of the group stage, at certain points, even after the 3rd game, that may be, yeah, that's when I start saying, okay, what's going on here? The kids should get a chance to play. But after 2 games, for me, it just doesn't make sense. But we're all entitled to our respective opinions, and we should see it how we deem fit. For me, it's nothing. What else do we have here? I want to get to the very bottom. We haven't actually started addressing the items we have lined up. James played a whole season in midfield on loan at Wigan and won their best player with the player of the year. I remember that too. But EPL ETC is a different level. I agree. I'm not saying he should be playing there. Thank you for reposting it, Albert. Sincerely do appreciate. Should never count the Brazilian team out. To be honest, you do that at your own peril. I think it was Uncle Jester that he tweeted something and I reposted it. Europe has the money, but they have the talent. Yep, if that makes sense. So if you are in a competition, as far as I'm concerned, you're in it to win it. Otherwise, no point. Yeah, I mean, that's correct. Did he tell you he's there to watch people? I don't know. That rule is plain stupidity, that you have to play your best players. And, well, I can play whoever I want and then argue that those are my best players. You don't have the right to tell me who is my best player and who isn't. If we really want to get into that. But Wally Waldo, nice to see you. You guys are just falling for many media likes. You have to be specific. You can't just say we're falling for something you haven't mentioned. I don't care if we go out early. The final is July. That isn't a preseason. If you start the EPL 3 weeks later, no breaks. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Irrespective of how I think the manager, to some extent, will still treat it as preseason, which is why he'd like to rotate. And plus, more importantly, it's going to be a very long season. So this competition, I'm not sure the reason for it. Actually, I get it, a lot of money involved and all that. But staff, nice to see you. Did I want it to be too late? How many players do we have? Can you count how many players we have? Nicolas Jackson, don't count him now. How many players? How many players again traveled? Because yeah, let's say from the perspective of the number of players we have in the squad, it's preseason, so there will be a lot of players there. Do you think all of them? Some of them probably will be lucky to get a few minutes. Yeah. So irrespective of how you see it or how you count the competition, it's just two games. You can't say it's the end of the world because we played two games and yeah, we haven't seen Andrey Santos get to play. No, I get it. There are justifiable reasons. For instance, fullbacks, but that's from the perspective of the fans. The manager will try to explain why he had them on the pitch rather than start Andrey Santos or anybody. So for me, I'm sticking with what I'm saying. It's just two games, and that's my opinion. You have every right to be angry or start a riot because you haven't seen Santos in two games. That's up to you. Um, all best teams like Madrid, Barca, etc. have multiple world-class players in similar positions, and they all coexist. I'm sure Chelsea can do that. Um, that's because we're only seeing things from our own perspective. You can say we haven't been paying attention to what's going there. Why do you think Rodrigo wants to leave Real Madrid? Yeah, let's start from that. I think that's the most popular to start from right now. It's really not that simple. And why does Joao Felix want why did he push go out on loan in the first place? Why did Renato Viega push to go out on loan in the first place? Why are we hearing that certainly that Christopher Nkunku will leave Chelsea? Yeah, because he feels he should be starting more. Joao Felix, because yeah, he felt he should be starting more. He had to push to leave on loan. So these things, it will seem rosy at first. You will hear them say, yeah, we compete. Even Santos will tell you, yeah, I'm ready for the competition. We compete for our place. But if he feels like he's done enough and isn't, you can say, isn't the priority, isn't the manager's priority when it comes to picking players up for a certain position, he will start feel like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be here because he feels like he's better than the other guy. I'm just saying, look, it will happen. Just remember, I told you this, and it's not only at Chelsea; it happens everywhere. So did I read through? Okay, yeah. They will coexist. Yeah, they will coexist for for a period of time, and then yeah, look, you just remember I told you this. Just remember I told you this. The I don't know, but we'll see. But it's good. That's what big clubs do. You have competition for places in every position. Then if any player isn't comfortable competing, you sell them or you move them on. Let me use a much simpler language because sometimes, yeah, moving on, yeah, may well be just going out on loan or something like that. Santos, no minutes. He's getting sold, and I don't like how we're dragging our feet. Why not get Rodrigo, Malik Fofana, even how do you pronounce his name? The Juventus kid, Yildiz? I don't know. Histon. Gwenda is coming. We don't need that Juventus kid. We don't need him. And Gwenda actually, for me, good enough to be actually playing in our current squad. I think he's actually better than all the wingers we have right now. The only thing they have over him is just experience. But that's my opinion anyway. Yeah. But if you differ, let me know. Let's hear your thoughts. But we're not gonna sign Rodrigo, and we again, the moment Ancelotti left, I knew he'd probably end up staying at Madrid. I'm quite sure he's spoken. He's had one-to-one meeting with Xavi, and we heard that too. Xavi wants to keep him too, and he's decided to remain at Madrid. I don't think he leaves. If he leaves, probably not going to be Chelsea because yeah, there are no shortage of clubs looking to sign him, and They don't offer heavily incentivized a contract just like as we do. Except if he wants to come to Chelsea to play alongside his countrymen in Andrey Santos and Estevao Willian. Maybe. You never know. People have reasons for doing what they do in life. Yep, we can, but we need to make a few signings. At least the goalkeeper, Robert Sanchez, finished the season well, but we've seen signs are, yeah, he's still Sanchez. Um, all right. Anything else? Nice to see you, Tabeho. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. All right. More likes, people. More likes. I'm going to scroll to the very bottom, and then I'll try to get your subsequent contributions. Santos versus Chelsea. Why is it funny? He said, okay. Why is it funny? Have I missed something? I mean, I wouldn't say it's funny. It's actually serious because you should. I'm quite sure you've seen what people are saying online, but some of them are just saying it to farm engagement. Whatever they just you can say they just start proceed or whatever they're saying with. I can't believe Chelsea have decided to sell Andrea Santos when they know that's in fact not the case. Some would just some proceeded will proceed whatever they're reporting that it looks like Chelsea will eventually sell Andrea Santos. Why hasn't he played? As if we played 15 games and he didn't get to play even a single minute. But it's just 2 games. But I'm I'm entitled to my opinion. We're all entitled to our respective opinions. But in my opinion, just 2 games, I'm not even concerned. Even if we play our third game and he doesn't get a single minute, I'm not gonna be concerned. But I think he will get some minutes or maybe even start our next game because Maresca likes to take a lot of risk. Even you might again you if I don't think it's difficult to predict what he's going to do really. He's proven to be predictably unpredictable. So I'm not gonna swear that yeah, certainly Santos starts or certainly he comes off the bench or maybe what he does on that day. I don't know really. I think Santos will play a half hour. You say one half in our next game. Okay, we'll see against the Tunisians. He's going to get started. Okay, we'll see. All right, let's see. Uncle Vinny, Coach, big up to you too. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding time to join us. More likes, people, more likes. We have 18 likes, but we should be doing a lot better than that. In total, we have 107 people following the show, but only 36 on YouTube. The rest divided between X and Facebook, where they're equally, man doesn't know. Not my point. They still train every day. Sometimes in the heat, no break. They took 28 players. They need to unwind with their family away from home. Yeah, but still, I think I did not, but maybe I didn't interpret what I read at the time correctly. But yeah, it makes sense. I think I don't know. Let's see what happens. I think it's going to be a lot. So yeah, your point at the time it does make sense. Combined with your explanation right now, we move. We move them on and then go buy another youngster. I don't think for a while in the midfield area we're not going to buy youngsters. We're not. With moving players on. Listen, I get it. No matter how you see these owners, they have untouchable. Except if you even if you're you say seen as untouchable, if you push to leave, they'll sell you in a heartbeat. Especially in positions where we can just plug, you can say get a player somewhere out on loan and plug in and we're good. But like in the midfield area, we have numbers and are all ridiculously good, all of them, honestly. Um, but no, I know where you can say I've had this conversation with you 1,000 times that I know what again where you're coming from right now. They don't sell players easily. except if you're not a good player, or if you're not good enough, or if you're surplus a requirement, or if you push to leave. Like for instance, I don't think if for 200 million they agree to they will agree to sell Cole Palmer to you, except if Cole Palmer pushes to leave, and the potential buyer meets their valuation of Cole Palmer, then yeah, but it will take a lot to convince them to sell. So, but again, you have the right to judge them how you deem wish. I see them how I see them. I think um I was able to early on realize, okay, this is exactly what they're doing, and I realized at the time that the path taken, for lack of a more relatable term, needs patience. And I think we're already there. Actually, we got there quicker than expected, to the surprise of a lot of people. I know Chelsea fans who predicted would finish the season sixth, seventh, eighth place. I know a content creator. We're like brothers that said, Ruben, what's his name? What's his name? The former Man City coach. I respect him so much. I like him a lot. The Real Betis coach, that he's gonna lecture Maresca. He's gonna deal with him. This one track, one trick pony, yada yada yada. But I looked at the numbers, and I know I've looked at the numbers, compared the way the two teams played before the final. I knew we were going to win it, and win it convincingly. Even though even when they scored first, I wasn't even concerned. But that's, by the way, my point is, I think I realized early on what they're trying to do. I knew it was going to take time, but it looks like Christmas came early. We actually, again, we've progressed quickly than I had expected. I've always been concerned about the club's immediate future, but I don't want it clicks, and it's clicking right now. If you look at that squad, you'd know that we just need a few signings here and there. Let me just be more specific. We need strategic signings here and there, and we're good to go. And I think that's why they're not in a hurry to sign players. And I wasn't actually phased by the fact that, yeah, in a 10-day window, we weren't in a hurry to go splash the cash and overpay for players. But I know some Chelsea fans wanted to use the rope. Thank goodness they didn't. But I understood it was just a 10-day window, that the 10-man transfer window will open, and we're there now. So, and they are working. Do I think you should believe everything you see out there with regards to us being linked with player A, B, C, D, E, and F? No. I've learned. If we're going by that, then yeah, Ekitika should be a Chelsea player by now. Because according to some reports we addressed a few months ago, we were told that, yeah, we're actually in active negotiations with this camp. It turns out that, yeah, what we did was just call Frankfurt, and they told us, hey, we want 100 million, and that's it. But that's, by the way, I digress. You got their wages, yeah. I liked it. If I like it, I don't hesitate. The design, everything is subtle. Nothing is overpowering like that of last season. Yeah, I do like it. I must get mine before we before we get the sponsor. Yeah, that was one of the reasons why I had to move quickly too. But all right, Ty, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Big up to you too. 18 likes, 41 people. We can do a lot better than that. And we have 24 participants. 24 people have participated in the poll, so we should have at least 20 likes. Why are we stuck on 18 likes? But Ty, nice to see you know what to do. And where be say, waiting happen. My bro, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Do you think playing resistance in the midfield is working? It depends on who you ask. I don't have a problem with the manager doing what he wants, but I need to. And let me say this. The question I want to ask you, and if you can give me a good answer, then I'll try to answer yours. Right now, I don't have an answer for you. The question I've asked people that complain about that is that playing resistance in the middle, was that the reason why we lost the game? If we're able to answer that, then I'll answer yours. And no, playing resistance in that position wasn't the reason why we lost. But because we had midfielders on the bench, yeah, that's, you can say that's the main reason why people are unhappy. People wasn't and still unhappy that yeah, we lost that game. We played a lot of games where we had non midfielders in that area, and we still won those games. So I think the manager's approach, probably you could argue to some extent unorthodox. It seem a bit difficult for people to understand. Even I don't understand it very well yet, but I think I've learned enough that I don't complain too much about who his stats were, because you should pay attention to their average positioning and what they do. So I wouldn't say it's working or it's not working, but if you can tell me whether playing him there was the reason why we lost the game, then yeah, we will have a conversation. And if I agree that your reason is the reason why, that reason you present is the reason why we lost the game. But I don't think it is anyway. We made two, you can say three primary school defensive level mistakes in our defensive in our box. And you could argue Felipe Luis knew that was going to happen, which was why once the ball came into the box, there were 2-3 players waiting for rebounds, knowing that we've always struggled to deal with a set piece. And something that didn't happen that helped us finish the season well, Robert Sanchez, in terms of this competition, his high claims, you could argue, I don't know, I don't remember him coming out to help in set piece situations. But he did that very well towards the end of the season. And you could argue that helped us finish strongly. But he didn't do that. And the balls, you could argue, fell in areas where had he done the sort of thing he did towards the end of the season, wouldn't have been a difficult situation to deal with. So yeah, pay attention to the sort of goal we concede and tell me whether you still think because those players started in the midfield was the reason why we lost the game. No. But the manager, people hate him so much that even if Cole Palmer performs, is his fault. Robert Sanchez makes mistake. The first person that you hear them talk about is the manager. Nicolas Jackson gets 10 chances and misses 25 chances. It's Enzo Maresca's fault. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I know you get my point. Big up to you too. The Prince is here, according to the bench. It's obvious that Chelsea are not serious today. We link with that emerging Chelsea Kolo Muani upon all strikers. Can you confirm that we're truly in talks with PSG to sign him? Can you? Is there a way you can confirm? No, we can only speculate. We heard that we were interested in signing Real Madrid's Rodrigo. Even my friend Jessica Frota on X said, I think she did say something with regards to her trusting the source and something like that. And then we heard from who else was that? Who was that? Was it that said, yeah, we were never interested in signing Rodrigo? So there's no way to tell we're actually in talks with PSG. And after all, in my opinion, I think Muani is a good player. It doesn't have to be Osimhen. And let me tell you this, I'd be surprised if by the time the transfer window shuts, we sign Osimhen. I'd be surprised. After signing the lap, I don't think we go for a player like Osimhen or Gyökeres. I don't think so. But then again, I don't work for the club. That's just my opinion. So let's read through your comment there. We'll link with this. With that, emerging Chelsea Kolo Muani upon all strikers. That mean we should stick with Jackson. I'd take Kolo Muani over Nicolas Jackson. He's more efficient in front of goal. At least let's stick with that. Yeah. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. In fact, selling Santos would be very bad for the development of others. Yeah, and I don't think we'll sell him, DJ. Believe me, Prince. I don't think we'll sell Santos. We're not looking to sell Santos. how serious would take him. You heard Todd Bowley talk about him too. That's something to the effect of that he can't wait for us to have him back at Chelsea. He has a place. If if anybody is going to leave, it will not be Andrey Santos. It will not be. It's really that simple. But I get it. People are getting bent all out. People are getting bent out of shape because we played 2 games and Andrey Santos isn't the captain. Of course, I did exaggerate there, but you get the point. That people are just overdoing it, in my opinion. But I respect everybody's opinion. But in my opinion, 2 games, no, I'm not moved. Been a long time. Usman Ishak, nice to see you. Assalamu alaikum, my brother. I do hope you're doing well. It's been a while indeed. I hope you're okay. It's been a while. Big up AB. I hope you're doing well. What else do we have here? And we have Uncle Vinny saying, it is hoped that Santos is willing to be patient for what if he wants to leave because he what is this really? What is it? If he wants to leave because we played 2 games and have not, and maybe he didn't get to be the captain in any of them, let him leave. Honestly, I love him. But this is just me reacting to what you have on the screen. He's not going anywhere. He's going to be starting probably the first to be selected. But you can't just tell me that after 2 games because he didn't take you say didn't captain the team. Let's take it to that level since we're all bent out of shape because Andrés Santos, he's not played a part and we played 2 games. We played 500 games. Come on, man. We can do better. What are we saying here? I get it. I get the frustration. Driven by the fact that, he's a midfielder and our captain, who's not a midfielder, was in the midfield. But did Rhys James play as a box-to-box midfielder on the day? Or Esugo, if you want to tell me, okay, how about Esugo? Did Esugo operate as a box-to-box midfielder on the day? Andrey Santos, he's earned his place and he will starting games soon. And once he starts, he's here to stay. Someone will leave of all the midfielders we have, and it's not him. Remember, remember me saying this right now. So if you can listen to me, stop worrying. Forget Guardian what they're saying. This is just for me. You can say they understand how Chelsea fans feel about situation. They are just exploiting our vulnerability. Everything is an issue. So don't worry about it, honestly. And it's believable because, rumors did emerge a few months ago that Bayern are also trying to test the waters to see if we're going to sell him. I'm not concerned. Maybe it's because of how I'm trained or maybe because of what I know we're not the same. But I'm trying to tell you, does it make sense to you that after 2 games, the nonsense we've heard, come on. If he wants to leave, because we played 2 games and he wasn't made the team's captain by Felicia, as much as I love him. Honestly. Jimmy Kess, nice to see you. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for joining us. Always nice to see you here. Yo! I'm gonna find a way to edit your command to remove Nicolas Jackson's name from it. All right. What else do we have? Let me read my bro's comments here before I continue. Okay, gotta lie. Nicolas Jackson is obviously gonna be loaned out. I think we're not gonna let him go except if a replacement is guaranteed. Yeah, it's gonna be loaned out. He will take the academy understudy to replace him. What's his name again? Who? Washington is. I'm not sure who you're talking about. Washington isn't around. Stop the Jackson hate, people. He's only on his third preseason, I'm guessing. Joba had other most famous Red, so to speak, in Moscow, John Terry took the penalty, meant for Drogba. We forgive him, move on. You don't know. You don't know the new generation of fans how they behave. I'm quite sure you know already. Even listen, if we're going by numbers, Jackson in his first season broke Didier Drogba's record. He did break Didier Drogba's record. Jackson can operate on the flanks, and I'm going to say something I've already said before. I don't think Jackson leaves, except if he pushes to leave. I think the, the truth remains that there are a shortage of clubs that be interested in signing him. Should we decide, yeah, he's on the market, but he's not. I haven't seen anything that suggests Chelsea will look to sell Jackson. And if you paid attention to what we have there, a lot is just from the perspective of potential buyers. Nothing says Chelsea. I haven't seen. Maybe I missed it. If you've seen any, let me know. I think it's just to the effect of Chelsea. No, no, no. I think let's I have it lined up. Let's go to it in a bit. So I'm gonna scroll to the very bottom, and if I haven't said hello to you, sorry. Tell him more Ngwenya, hi to you too. Staff, sorry I can't read everything. I apologize. I've read a few of your comment there. This is the third reason for most of our young squad we need to go to the for the title next season. I think we can. They've tasted blood by winning the Conference League, and the way we finish the season, we just need to be strategic in the market. We can't just go into the market and sign whoever that is available. Whatever do we have? What else do we have here? Do we need to stick with Sanchez? We don't necessarily do, but the manager is up to him. I don't think we can do better than him. Jorgensen, I'm not worried. Jorgensen on his day, a good shot stopper, but as a young kid, he had a bit of at one point showed a bit of, you can say, confidence issue, but recovered from it and did show in the Conference League final against Betis that he can actually be world class. Made some excellent save, and you could argue had it not been for his brilliance between the stick, that first half could have ended 3-0. Yeah, and he had, you could say, he has a better concentration measure than Sanchez. Yeah, Sanchez just more experience, and he's better on the ball. Jorgensen is excellent on the ball actually, but I think the issue right now is probably too young, but he will be playing a lot in the coming season. My bro, Tebeg, nice to see you. The thing is, I'm just frustrated that if we finish atop, we would have relative easy path. Still semis, but now we have to play Bayern and PG. Why are you concerned? I'm not concerned. That's why you're part of the competition, Jay. Listen, Jay, I don't care who we meet. I just want to see how we do when we meet them. If you don't meet them in the next phase, you eventually meet them somewhere in the knockout phase, in another stage of the phase of the knockout phase. Yeah, I'm not concerned really, but I get your point. I'm really not concerned who we meet. That's no guarantee they beat us because they are Bayern or because they're PSG. No, that's not to say certainly they're gonna beat us. You know. But here's the thing: I've heard people say that the weather isn't actually an issue. The weather is seriously an issue. That we're actually being warned for. I can't quite. Why didn't I find save it somewhere so that I can share with the audience here? Being warned with the. I think we will be in Philadelphia our next game. That the weather, yeah, seriously, it's going to be a huge issue on the day. So, man, I'm not concerned really. I still see it as preseason. I get it. It's not because there's a lot of money involved. Let's be honest and recognize that Parma is underperforming. I don't need Einstein to tell me that, really. But here's the thing. I wouldn't go to the extent of saying he's underperforming. Parma's case is no different from people turning on their televisions to watch Estevão Willian with the expectation that he'd play at the same level as Messi, Ronaldo, and Neymar. And then the kid gives his best, wins man of the match, and there's still people on X complaining that kid isn't ready for the Premier League. And I'm like, what games did you watch? Why is it like that? Because they watched him with so much expectation. And when you do that, you're definitely going to get disappointed, irrespective of how well the person you're watching does. You will be disappointed. And you can say the same thing in the case of Cole Palmer. I see somebody that did put it correctly on X, something to the effect of him being a victim of his own standards. And that's very correct. That person couldn't be more correct. Let's look at his numbers and see what happened. Whether Palmer underperformed. So I get it. We see him give away the ball. We've seen him give away the ball on multiple occasions on the pitch, or maybe fluff chances that he had to score goals. But that doesn't mean that overall in the just concluded season that he was poor. No. Let's look at his numbers for the 2 seasons. Where's my app here? The disparity in numbers, excuse me. Oh my God, the password is actually showing here, and the email too. All right, if you've seen it, go try steal it. So listen, I'm gonna log in here. Let's go for Palmer. 2 seasons, right? Give me 1 second. I don't want to do teams. No, I want to do Palmer. Let's compare his numbers, his debut season under Pochettino and the season under Maresca. And here's the funny thing. Even though had it not been the fact that at one point he was ill, at one point he got injured, and then we started seeing signs of him lacking in confidence, he could have actually beat his numbers, his debut season numbers, actually, had it not been for the confidence issue and the fact that, he was ill, and when he got injured, he could have actually beaten those numbers. So context is important, but unfortunately, a lot of people don't see it like that. This is not the one I'm looking for. I like the spider. I like the spider one. I don't like that one. This one, yeah. What changed? Oh. I'm clicking the wrong one. I've taken my coffee. What the heck is going on with me? Yeah, exactly. You play teams. No point. You play them. The experience will be good. Bring the best teams. Yep. That's what we want to happen forward. So it will be good experience for the kids. It makes them better. And if you ask me, I'd say probably they want to play the biggest teams. So let's go Cole Palmer. I think I should just start with Palmer. All right, Palmer, 23-24. Yeah, Cole Palmer 23-24. And then Cole Palmer 24-25. And Palmer 24-25. Look at it. The disparity in terms of his output for both his debut season and his season under Enzo Maresca, the disparity isn't too much. Look at it here. In terms of 23, which one is pink here? 24-25 is pink. More key passes. That's because he's more of his thing. Remember, under Pochettino, his debut season, we had chaotic approach. We were so disjointed at the time. We have good players, but we weren't that much of a unit at the time. So at the time, he had lots of chances to be the hero, and it was always about him. And when he underperforms, we don't play, we don't get good results. But under Enzo Maresca, we become more of a team under Maresca. And when the season was about to start, I'm going to find that comment. I told people that he probably this season will get a lot more assists than goals. But had it not been for those factors that I mentioned, him being out with some illness at the time, getting injured, lacking in confidence, chances are, he could have beaten his debut season numbers. But my point, what I want to show you is this. People, because he didn't finish the season with, you can say, a lot of goals or something close to the number of goals he scored in his debut season. People think he had a bad season. No, look at it. This season, actually, more key passes than last season. This season, more are taking slightly more attacking actions than his debut season. Dribbles, nearly equal. Carries, yeah, more. The season under more in his debut season. Why? Yeah, at the time it was more about him. We weren't again. Right now we're more of a unit than we were at the time. So every now and then opportunities did present itself for him to be the hero, and he took nearly all of them. But now he will start seeing more and more and more opportunities to be the hero because we're more of a unit. That's not to say he's a bad player, but if you look at the numbers will tell you, yeah, this guy is still actually good. He actually finished the season as one of our best players. But people thought he's regressed. No, he did not regress. In terms of goals, I think the disparity in goals he scored in his debut season and the just concluded season is 5 goals. And that's not too bad. And let me warn you, because we have the lap now, he will become more of a creator than a goal scorer. And actually, that's the sort of player I like. But overall, just take your time, go look at his numbers, compare it. The disparity in his numbers in his debut, his debut season and the just concluded season isn't actually too much. No. So I don't know why people are concerned. So it'd be correct. I think I liked it when I saw that comment. He's actually, yeah, a victim of his own standards because of, yeah, you could argue maybe lack of understanding of how we've changed. Do I think that one day he'd still be able to replicate the sort of form he showed or numbers he showed in his debut season? Yeah, but it's going to be even more difficult. The more we become a unit, the more difficult it'd be for him to see a lot of those hero moments that, yeah, probably Chelsea fans, that's what they use to define their expectation when it comes to Cole Palmer. So I think we're making a lot of mistake. He didn't have a bad season. He did actually have an excellent season actually. And one thing I'd like you to understand is that you just be happy. It's actually a good thing. Not a good thing that he underperformed or he got injured or was ill and had to miss a few games. It's a good thing that we're more of a unit. We've become more of a team than we were under Pochettino. So without Cole Palmer, we can still do good. With him, even better. We'll do better. Without him, we'll still be fine. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. But unfortunately, people don't see it like that. All right. So yeah, we've seen a few poor performances from him every now and then, but he's a human being anyway. And people that weren't paying attention were busy accusing the manager of ruining Cole Palmer. In what way, really? I just don't understand. Mm. All right, I think I've gotten everybody's comments, and then I will just go scroll to the very bottom so that we can switch to the next item we have lined up here. Try to rewatch some of our games where Reason's playing in the. I will, but you haven't answered. You remember the question, my bro? I'm not saying I want him to stop doing that, but I think probably what he was going for was experience. He needed more experienced players and more, you can say, a more defensively solid midfield. That's my opinion. But just tell me, was that the reason why we lost the game? In my opinion, no. And until you tell me, convince me that that was the reason why we lost the game, then I'll answer your question. Whether playing resistance in the midfield or not has worked or not, if you get the point. It's not easy to sell Jackson. It won't be easy. That's why I agree. 19 likes, people keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go along with 21 likes. We have 38 people following the show on YouTube. We have a total of 126, 38 on YouTube. The rest shared between X and Facebook. Whether equally, Coachila doesn't know. So I'm going to scroll to the very bottom. Apologies, I can't read everything. And Once again, I want to appreciate all the paid members from DJ Sub. I think DJ's been a member for 2 years. That's why he has the gold/blue icon. DJ, I appreciate you so much, all of you. Vic, IB. I can't see everybody, all our members' name here. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. You can say it's encouraging, I have to say. All right, what else do we have here? Jabulani Nzumalo says Opama is maturity and in the process of transformation. Now that we have the lap as a sharper goal getter, he says Palmer is a playmaker, not a right winger. Okay, tell Chelsea fans who's been arguing that he's better off on the flanks. Above 10 goals for a non-striker is great. Yeah, he had a good season, but unfortunately, the average football fan, they see things differently. You see that you measure, like I said, Palmer's expectation from a Chelsea fan's perspective is defined by his output in his debut season. The average football fan doesn't care how we become more of a unit, leading to him being more of a team player, leading to us not needing heroes every now and then to win games, which I told people it's actually a good thing. But a lot of people don't see it that way. They're busy blaming the manager for, you could say, ruining him. That's one of my favorite things. And I was being sarcastic. They started cooking me under Vince's post. They didn't know I was being sarcastic. And Dante was telling me that I asked for it. I said, I know, but I don't care really. We should see. I don't have the belief in Maresca. You do. I do, honestly. We should see with the Champions League. Everyone has played us twice. Now, different game now. I agree. I trust him really, and I think he can only get better. And I like it the fact that he's openly said he's learning too, and the players are learning. I think he's done well enough, and I think I understand him well enough to say. And from what I've seen, if we're going by the just concluded season, there aren't justifiable reasons to say yeah he needs to go. If anything, there are reasons to say yeah you need to give him more time because he did well, in my opinion. We should sell a Kitike before Liverpool comes fully for him. Yeah, before they sell another player and have enough money. I like that guy. I don't know why most players don't like him, but I think our priority should be Gittens. I think we should sign Gittens. If we miss out on Gittens, he's one player that we'll look in the future. We'll look at it. We'll look at how he's doing and say, what do we do? But a lot of Chelsea fans are making fun of him, calling him Gittens without paying attention. They were what's his name, when Nico Williams was still available, they were comparing him with Nico Williams, and no, they weren't actually comparing them. People wanted Nico Williams over him because yeah, he's a flashier name of the two, more experience. He won the Euros with the French national team. You could say he has more exposure than Gittens. But Gittins, at his age, I think there was one time he won man of the match in the Champions League football. But he's actually in the top 1% in terms of a productive, what I call productive dribblers, successful people with the highest number of successful dribbles. He is in the top 1%. He is a better dribbler than Nico Williams, gets more goals than Nico Williams, but people aren't paying attention to that. And I've told people if the concern is that other names that we're being linked with, if the concern is that they have more assists than him, and he's the younger. He's younger than Nico Williams, and eventually, as he matures, he'd have a good balance of goals and assists. Yeah, so I want Ekitike. But for 100 million, no. I'd say don't do it. That's my opinion anyway. Oh, I'm dying here. That's this is hilarious. Um, bro, Jabulani, your keyboard is helping you spell. I I I have a post where I talked about him and Palma, and at the time I wasn't. I didn't. I didn't have premium X version. I wasn't able to edit it. I called him Kudos. But in your case, you're calling him Kusud. I'm sorry, I have to. I'm so sorry, man. I don't. But that's funny. Kudus and Ekitike must sign urgently, including Mayor, of course. We get to that in a bit. Um, Kudus is a possibility, and rumors suggest that we're actually serious in signing him. I like him. Um, I don't care how he finished the just concluded season. It doesn't matter to me. I think he's an excellent player. You could argue the crisis affected his you can say output. Thank you, my bro. I appreciate you. I do hope you're doing well. A good friend of mine on X. But thank you for you can say finding time to join us, even if it's briefly. I appreciate that. No, you don't have to apologize. It happens to everybody. Sorry that I laughed. I have to. You know what? I apologize. I apologize for laughing, but I just couldn't hold it back. Listen, I've sent an email at work to somebody instead of saying dear, and I said fear, and he read it. Because I was just lucky. He was a good person. It didn't lead to us not getting the contract. He responded saying he knew I meant dear, but he said he got a huge chuckle out of it. He had to share with his with his co-workers. But here's the thing: we're all humans, and sometimes your keyboard, you know, tries to predict what he believes you're saying, and sometimes, yeah, there are so many instances actually it happens. So apologies for laughing, but I just couldn't hold it. I hope you didn't take offense. Let's see. Coach, that shirt sucks compared to the original one. It's copying. I should have left it. Okay, all white without the stripe. Is that what you're saying? But I like it. Stop! Don't do, don't do that to me. All right, let's see what else you have here. I wish to join you, but I am busy. However, I'm watching. No worries, bro. I totally understand. I'm having a lot of fun here. So, uh, um, 1 second. All right, no worries, bro. No worries. Excuse me. Right. Thank you, Mickey. Thank you, Mickey. I appreciate that. The Prince is here. Why I actually like Gittens, he shoots. Yeah, he shoots very, very well. He shoots a quality. His shot is quality, I'm guessing. And he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't shy away from taking on opposition players, and he's an excellent dribbler. And how the way I like to define that metric when I talk about Jadon Sancho is that he's a productive dribbler. So hardly ever takes on his man and not beat his man. So he's our guy. I hope we get the deal over the line, but I think there's a problem right now, except if maybe if the rumors are not true that the Bayern, they're now interested in signing Gittens. But what gives me hope is that we've heard from the transfer guru himself that Gittens only won Chelsea, and he's agreed a 7-year contract with us, everything personal term. But Bayern, you could argue they do pay better, but I also heard that Gittens, he wants to come back to England. I hope we sign him. I do like Gittens. I wouldn't mind Kolo Muani too. Muani, I think, is Maresca's type of player. But I'm not sure why Enrique let him go out on loan. I'm not sure what's going on. I do like Muani. He's an efficient finisher, in my opinion. If he gets the number of chances that Nicolas Jackson has had at Chelsea, I think he put away 50% more than Jackson. All right, more likes, people, more likes. 21 likes. We should be doing a lot better than that. And the poll, we have 40 people. 40 people. Yeah, 40 votes. So we don't even have anything close to that in terms of the number of likes we have here. I think we should be doing we should be doing a lot better than that. Gittens for our left wing, Kudus for our right wing, and both Ekitike and the Lap for our central area. Okay. Mayon and Petrovic for our goalkeeper. Petrovic is gone. Practically, you could say gone. Mayon, relax. We'll get to that in a bit. All right, let's start addressing the items we have lined up here. I enjoy interacting with you guys that actually we haven't actually addressed a single item from the items we have lined up. So, but let's start. Okay. Yeah, that makes it an excellent transition from the last comment I read to what you can see on the screen. Hopefully, you're able to see it. That reads, according to Sky Carver, how do you pronounce it? Or Sky Carver? I'm not sure. This particular report reads, the Mike Mayo chapter is closed for Chelsea. Chelsea will not be signing the AC Milan goalkeeper this summer. Okay. And I think there's only a small chance at the moment that they will sign another goalkeeper. Okay. Relax. Don't don't be too concerned. That's a report from the transfer guru himself that reads something to the effect of that we've started thinking about the new goalkeeper in the last 24 hours or so. And in the background, we're speaking to agents. They're offering us their clients and something to that effect. I'm not concerned. I think we may well sign a goalkeeper. It's a long transfer window. It's not a 10-day transfer window. Um, all right, my coffee are probably cold right now. So 22 likes. We should be doing a lot better than that. And once again, I want to say thank you for 26,000 subscribers. We did reach that milestone, I think 3 days ago or 2 days ago. So yeah, plus 36. We didn't stream for 2 days right now. So plus 36 after. No, we reached 26,000 subscribers yesterday, and we already have 36 subscribers more. So we're going to 27 soon. So thank you. I cannot thank you guys enough. I couldn't. Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to do it alone. What's your view? I honestly I don't know him, and I honestly don't pretend I know players that I don't know. No, honestly, and I don't think it'd be all right to go watch comps and then come, uh, you know, gaslight people here pretending I know a player I don't know. Yeah. All right, more likes, people, more likes. 22 likes. We can do a lot better than that. So Mike Mayo to Chelsea. Not going to happen this summer. And after this summer, he'd be a free agent. We already have an agreement in place with him if we're still interested in signing him. And because he told his bosses, he did tell his bosses at AC Milan that if he doesn't join Chelsea, he's going to run down his contract and leave as a free agent. So maybe we'd still get him as a free agent. And maybe that be the reason why we end up not being so keen on signing the new goalkeeper this transfer window. I honestly don't know. But let's see what happens. All right, we don't have too many items lined up. But as we always say here, because we keep it interactive, chances are we talk a lot about the little we have lined up. But once we're done addressing the items we have lined up, we will go news hunting. Okay, this looked a bit dark to me, so no wonder I didn't turn on the other light. Yeah, I think it's still fine. All right, let's see. Yeah, Mike Mayer, we've addressed. Okay, to Nicolas Jackson. This is an interesting one. This reads, Skycav says, Nicolas Jackson has been the subject of a lot of interest this summer. 3 Premier League clubs want to sign him. Clubs in Europe and Saudi Arabia are also interested. I think probably he's going to take the Saudi deal. If the Saudis come knocking, I think he'd probably tell even Chelsea, bye, Felicia. Okay, the Real Madrid game starts in about 5 minutes, I think. And it's against Pachuca. All right, more likes, people, more likes. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. So here's the thing. This is clearly from the perspective of the potential buying clubs. And as I've said before, I haven't seen anything that suggests Chelsea are looking to sell Nicolas Jackson. Um, it could still happen. You never know. I don't think it's untouchable. If the club feels like they can do better than him, especially if we get Ekitike, and plus the fact that we already have Liam Delap, I think it's probably we'll probably end up selling him this summer. But right now, I haven't seen anything that suggests that Chelsea will look to sell him. But that's my opinion. Mm, it's cold. It's become more like a cold coffee. So all works. Heston, thank you for doing that because we are streaming in a vertical format. Here's what you do to find the bells and whistles. Just press and hold your screen for just about a second. Then you see the see the like, comment, and then to go full screen, just swipe up. And if believe me, if you swipe up and go full screen, you would never want to watch videos on small devices any other way. All right, let's go. It's more more as a right back, right center back, Jabulani. Okay. What's the status of Heto of Ajax joining our Chelsea? I haven't heard anything of late, but I like him really. He's very versatile. Finished the season before the 24. Finished it. I think he finished 23-24 season as a center back. Then played as a left back and 24-25 season. I do like Hato. Whether we end up signing him, I honestly don't know. But we wait and see. Okay, I just looked. one of the game console listen joysticks is missing. So yeah, like my boys took them. No wonder. All right. The Sky Sports report I just read Jackson is not for sale. Yeah, I believe that's the case. And I have my bro, Shirinat Govindarajan. Nice to see you. How are you doing, bro? Always nice to see you. Looks like you joined on X. Oh, you're here. You're here, bro. Okay. Let's see what my bro has to say. Big up to you, to my brother. I do hope you're doing well. I'm done defending Nico. Time to move on. Even Tabejo doesn't defend him anymore, but I think Tabejo at the time was just mad. We to move forward and replace him, we also need a solid backline and ship Trevor Chalaba. Keep your blue podcast up and coming. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. I do hope you're doing well. Always nice to see you. And yeah, I appreciate all your support. So Nicolas Jackson, it's difficult to see why Chelsea would want to sell him. And we've talked about how he does everything well except be efficient in front of goal. That is just that. He can be hard working, presses very well, can play on either side, especially left wing. He can operate there effectively. Drops deep in defense. His defensive contributions are excellent, really. But I don't think the club are looking to sell him now. And I think here Sky Sports News confirms that. And when was this? Because the truth remains there are a lot of conflicting stuff out there. Let me see what we have. When was this? I think this was yesterday. So not too far. But nice to see you, my bro. This reads that Chelsea are planning to have at least 2 frontline strikers in their squad next season, which means Nicolas Jackson is not for sale at the moment. I don't believe that. But I truly do believe it's not for sale. But if we're going by the logic of this particular report, you could argue the reason being they don't count Margui. But if you count Margui, you could say, yeah, one person could still go, and there's no way to guarantee that person is not going to be Nicolas Jackson. But even I still believe it will not be Jackson. If anything, Margui, we go out a little bit. I hope he stays. And that's my opinion. So we have the captain of the community in the house, Constantine Don. Big up, big up. You have no discipline, my man.
Yeah, big up, coach. I had no idea you're on. Sorry.
Learn that. Where did you learn not being disciplined?
I had no idea you're on. I don't know when you're on these days anymore. It's all over the place. I have no idea. So, not my fault. We know who's to blame.
Yeah. Where do you want to come in, man?
What are we talking about, Jackson?
Jackson, there are the report we read before this one talks about clubs being interested. That's from the perspective of the potential buyers, but I don't think I've seen anything that suggests Chelsea want to sell him. I don't think Chelsea are looking to sell him. I think they'd rather he stay. But if the Saudis come calling, I think he's gonna bail.
Yeah, look, I don't think we're selling him. I think it's just a bit of news after what happened, obviously. So I doubt very much. I mean, can never say no. Obviously, if a big offer comes in, well, then it'll be pretty hard to say no. And we have other targets we're interested that would be higher up than him. Then maybe it's an option, but I don't see that happening. I don't see him leaving. To be honest, I think
But
he'll
if the
be here.
Saudis come, you know he will take it.
You never know. You never know with Jackson.
I think he will.
Yeah, look, you never know. I think he's got a lot of stuff to prove still, and he looks like the type of character to me that wants to prove those things and prove doubt as wrong. Going there would be almost like giving up in a way and just going for the money and easier league, obviously. So I don't think he would go, to be honest. I don't think he's that character that would go this young that he would go there. I think he would stay. He want to prove a point, and he would want to get even better. So that's just my opinion, how I see him. I don't think he would leave. No.
But do you think the club should keep him? I think we should keep him.
Yeah, of course we got to keep him.
Him being here doesn't hurt. Just compete with the others. If you do better, then maybe get to start. But go ahead.
Yeah, we need plenty of depth coming up. There's a lot of games. We've already played 60 games this season, so there'll probably be more next season if all goes well. So we're going to need that depth 100%. His versatility is exactly what we need when we play. How we played against the Flamengo. I mean, that would have suited him more that game because that was like they were quite open pressing us. So there's a lot of space.
Had it not been for the red card, it would have made a lot of difference, really.
Yeah, I think so. Because the way they were playing, I think that game would have suited. Now it's hard to say, but normally those type of games really suit him a lot better because there's more space to work with. But then said again that pitch was horrible. By the way, that pitch was horrible. The ref was horrible. The pitch was horrible. The weather was horrible. Everything was against Chelsea in that game. But yeah, I think he would have been a little bit more effective the way the game was going. So I'm not sure why he did that. He said he doesn't know either. It was a mistake. It can happen. I think he was just trying to assert himself, but in the wrong way, and it just came off wrong.
You sound like you've forgiven him already.
Look, the only problem I have is he's done it twice now in a very short period of time. So that's the only problem. So is he forgiven? No, he's got to fight back now, and he'll be suspended. I think he can't even play. He won't be able to play in the.
And here's the thing.
Yep.
He just made it easy. He made it easier for Maresca because now he will miss how many games?
I'm not sure exactly if the Club World Cup's the same rules, but it should be 3 games.
Whether if we get past the group stage, whether it goes away, I don't know.
No, I don't think he does.
But even at that, if the lab plays the next game and say scores 2 goals and creates 1, I think he will find it difficult to come back in.
Yeah, that's right. And it'll give Guy a lot more chances as well. Guy will get those substitution minutes as well, like we saw. So, yeah, look, he could be, but I think he'll be fine. There's plenty of games to come. I think he'll be all right after that. The Club World Cup's a big tournament, but really, in a way, it's kind of our preseason in a way. So
it's so preseason, irrespective of how much we're getting from it, because it's just before the season starts.
It's still kind of preseason in a way. I think if there was no contractual issues to start lesser teams, because people need to realize this is a contract that the World Cup made all the clubs sign. They need to play their best 11. So yeah, I think if that was not the case, I think we'd be playing a lot more players, other different players. But that's the case. We have to follow that, unfortunately. So Yeah, look, he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. He'll recover, and I think he'll stay, and he will be needed later on, especially for games that that are open. I think he'll still do the job very well.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. Staff is saying Football London says Chelsea get boost for Gittens. Staff say Mayan was signed. Okay, two reports. One from you, uh, one from Football London. I think I believe yours. I believe Sky's in the Football that London's too. Because it makes sense. Mayor did tell his bosses, if I don't join Chelsea, I will run down my contract and leave as a free agent. And I think we can sign. Yeah, I agree. Pre-contract in general, I think I agree because he really did want to join us. Except, but it becomes difficult if other clubs come calling. Uh, because PSG, if what's his name, Donoyuma, if he pushes to leave, I think PSG will look at Mayon, and for Mayon, France is home. Yeah, so I think it's going to be a lot different, a lot difficult by the time he becomes a free agent. Um, So Jackson is a liability. You could argue that yeah, but I think because he's still young, I think they will give him time. All right. It looks like the Real Madrid game has started, but I think we can still a little bit before we call it a day. We still haven't talked about two items we have lined up here. After those unfortunate situations in Jackson, the lad would transform into a much better and mature force, according to Jabalani Zumalo. The second one didn't look. When you say unfortunate, what do you mean? As in, I don't know. For me, the second one looked so deliberate. I don't think so. At one point, I was thinking, is he trying to get the club to sell him?
Yeah, look, I think coach is just he was trying to assert himself. The game was pretty rough, and he was trying to assert himself when he came on. Unfortunately, he didn't do it very well, and let's not forget the opposition. They know how to milk a foul very well, so they're always going to make it 10 times worse than it actually is. Not that it was pretty bad anyway, but that they made it look and scream and blah blah blah. They make it like 10 times worse, and those referees buy that because those South American referees, well, you saw how they referee. They're not the best referees, unfortunately. So yeah, it is what it is. That's it
Then the
happened. It
referee was
happened.
awful too. Had we gotten that penalty, you could argue that would have been it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah,
If that
pretty
the
much.
game would have
Because
been
they
over
will
two
come
nil,
all
yeah, they
out
would have.
and then we'll exploit that the spaces in behind a lot more. But
Yeah, and
it
the
wasn't
subs would
our
have
day.
been a bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But for a lot of
100%.
people, the world ended that day or maybe a few minutes.
Yeah, it's finished. We're back to a finished club after one
Yeah.
loss in 10 games. Yeah, we're
Hmm.
back to being the worst club on the planet
Yeah,
and
exactly.
no
Because
hope
we lost one game. All right.
because we
Thank you.
lost one game in
Yeah.
conditions that completely suited the opposition and yeah, horrible conditions. Like I said, that pitch was really bad. Like the
Yeah.
ball, you had to pass it at a certain strength, otherwise it would run. The ground was hard, so hard the ball would bounce like crazy all over the place. Some places would bounce properly, and some others it didn't. And yeah, it was not a good pitch. I'm surprised they put that pitch there. I would have been very unhappy playing on that pitch.
Okay, stop. I'm not sure I understand, but you almost fell asleep waiting for me to read your comment. Big up Attorney Dante. Wow.
Big up, Jay.
All right. It's
That's a good title. I'll take
Kid
that.
FC
That says
mates.
a lot.
Quality leadership is needed. Experienced players needed in the mid. I think we'll get that. And you could argue already our midfielders. You could say they're experienced enough. They're showing they can lead. The Sky Sports reporting Jackson was today. Okay, was it today? Really? Okay. Jackson should be used in the left wing. I think he'll be effective there, in my opinion. I think if the Saudis come for Jackson, I would allow him to leave a good fee. Probably he will ask to leave, in my opinion, but Dante doesn't think he'd do so, so that he may join the league where the likes of his national teammate, Captain Koulibaly, plays. Yeah, Kalidou Koulibaly. With all due respect, coach, okay, your shout about Callum Wilson-Odoi was top 10 shocking moments of the year. Wow. I don't like you. It's not.
Oh yeah, I just scrolled past that one. I didn't bother to comment or like. Sorry,
It is
Coach.
not. And now a video will be out about that. I'm just waiting for the editor. Listen, it is not. Because he's playing in a team where probably in a rigid structure, in my opinion. That's why a lot of people probably think that Nani Madueke is a better player. He's not. Callum Hudson-Odoi is a much better player than Nani
With that,
Madueke. That's my
I
opinion.
100% agree. Yes.
Sorry?
With that, I agree 100%. Yes.
Yeah. So I would take Callum Hudson-Odoi over Nani Madueke. He will fit Maresca's approach very well. The only thing that lacks in his game, the problem Maresca isn't going to like, he lacks in terms of his defensive contribution is an issue too. He lacks in that aspect. And he has that in common with Nani Madueke. But
No, I think he's improved that a lot. He had to play that way. He wouldn't play for Santo otherwise.
yeah,
and not even
exactly.
for-
And he has his contract expires next year. I think so.
Look, he's still young. He's 24, so he fits the age profile. But
you know why
we let him
people?
go.
Because he's one of those players. It is him where the others, because they emerged so early onto the big scenes in their careers. If you ask some people, they tell you he's 26, 27. You know, right? A lot of people think that's the case.
Yeah,
Just like
everyone
João
thinks-
Felix too. They're all those kids because they emerged onto
someone
the big
saying,
scenes earlier. You think that they're in their
So
late
someone
20s
saying, "Why should
or
we sign a
30s. Go ahead.
29-year-old?" I'm
You
like,
say?
he's not 29. He's only
It's not,
24.
but some people will think that he's there now.
That's what I said. I saw someone commenting, "Why should we sign a 28, 29-year-old Hudson-Odoi? He's past his prime." I'm like, he's not that old. He's
It's
only
not
24.
24, right?
He's only 24. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, if he wasn't let go by the club, maybe, but because that happened, I think that's maybe a bit hard to come back. That's the only problem. But
But
100%,
the
I would
truth
take
is,
him
he
over.
wasn't patient
over
too.
now. Yeah.
He wasn't patient too. But go ahead, what you were saying.
Yeah, he wasn't patient, but
Mhm.
like I said, 100%, I would take him as a squad option over Madueke. 100%, I would definitely swap him in a heartbeat. I would swap him, but yeah, I
Yeah.
doubt that happens.
Yeah, but let's see. Flamingo could have scored twice before they actually did. Too much hate at Jackson. Old school saw us relegated 3 times. My understanding of loyalty is different. Drogba and Costa sent off twice. Yeah, but a lot of people, the average football fan, they see things differently.
Let's not
Madrid
forget
red
Reece
card.
James got sent off twice.
Ooh.
Yeah, coach. And Reece James was it last year? Got sent off twice in the span of like a month,
Who?
I think.
Jackson? Who?
No, Reece James got sent off twice in the
Oh
span of
yeah.
like
I
a
can't
month.
remember when actually. Yeah.
Reece James, yeah. Last year or Pochettino, I can't remember exactly when. I think, yeah, with Pochettino, obviously. Yeah, he got sent off twice. So it can happen. Yeah, it can happen. And yeah, it is what it is. We move on, like I said. But yeah, hopefully he learns and gets better and gets more hungrier to prove people wrong because of that. Because he's copped a lot of it. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully that motivates him more.
Oh, okay. I started saying he almost went. Dante costed. Dante doesn't have discipline. He made me postpone it.
Don't worry,
Okay, so we
Georgia.
can go back to Hassan and
I have
Daye,
that problem. We
but
all have that problem.
you laugh when I say, "Yeah, keep Mishi Bashwai." I actually liked Mishi. Jokes aside, I liked him, but I think for some reason, managers don't seem to trust him. Managers he's worked under that I know. Even when he went on loan, was that Everton or Crystal Palace? Where was it? I don't know. Something wasn't quite right about him. I don't know, but I like
Yeah, I
Mishi
don't think
actually.
that. I think he's not very serious in
You
training
could
and
argue.
stuff.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
does
I
come
don't think he's.
across as an unserious person. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think maybe his training habits, off-field habits, are not quite up to standards. So, but then you go to Turkey, that you can cover those cracks, no problem. So, yeah, I think that's probably what happened to him, unfortunately.
Even in Turkey, he hasn't. You could flourish that last. I should think he would.
No, but he can play at least.
Yeah, I agree.
He gets
All
game
right.
time. I'm not saying he's doing well, but at least he gets game time.
Yeah. The CEO of Chelswa FC Jingles, Jude Oladipupo Mesod, as he said, he asked me to pronounce it when I spoke with him. I laughed so hard. I said, "Do you mean Mesod?" Well, nice to see you, Brad. I hope you're doing well.
Yes,
Hassan Odoi, 24, Bashawaye 31. Yeah. Crystal Palace or where he went on. Okay, thank you for that. But I like Hasanade. I think he will do well under Maresca. Yeah, and like Dante said, he's improved in that as in defensive aspect of his game, which was a big issue at the time. But yeah, okay. Where's the Kolo Muani news? That's what I'm looking for here. Okay, this says that Chelsea have entered into negotiations with PSG to sign Randal Kolo Muani this summer. Some outlets are suggesting that Juve are also interested. He went on loan there. Is he still on loan? I think his loan has ended. I don't think he signed. He went there for a 2-year loan. I think 1 season loan. Chad Gossius and Mitch. Yeah. Dante Kolo Muani, I like him. I would take him. Listen, give Jackson time. I don't think we're looking to sell Jackson. I would, but let me just stick with. I wouldn't mind assigning Muani. But your
Yeah,
thoughts,
look,
Dante?
he's a good player. He's obviously France international. He's got what he takes. He's pretty physical as well. He's not a small guy either. So, yeah, look, he's got a lot of good attributes that would suit, I think, the Premier League pretty well. Like I said, the physicality that, he's probably a better ball striker than Jackson for sure. So, I think he would suit very well. Now, is
With
this
few
true? I don't
opportunities,
know
he
if this is
scored a
true.
lot of goals.
It's just a report, coach. So I don't know if this is true or not. So it's just a report at the moment. But yeah, he would suit. He would definitely suit. He's not on a high wage. He's not on such a high wage, so
Is it
wage
150?
wouldn't be a problem.
Currently on 150.
Yeah, so wage shouldn't be a problem. Shouldn't I say that? But you never know. Um, but yeah, look, price might be because they did buy him for what 80 million
70, 75,
euros, I think.
75 million euros.
75 million euros. So they did
Mhm.
spend a lot on him. Now for PSG, it doesn't really matter. That doesn't really matter to be honest. So um,
But he's
they will
been there
want
for
something
2
back.
seasons right now, so they'll sell him for
Yeah.
a lot less.
Well, yeah. If they do, they'll probably sell him. They'll still probably get 45 to 50 for him because let's not forget he's a striker. He's a French international striker. So I mean, you're probably going to still get 45, 50 for him anyway. Not that they care about the money too much, to be honest. It doesn't really affect them that much. But yeah, look, I think he would be a good addition. Yeah, he can play. He's got speed. He's got strength. He's got the ball striking. He's pretty good, and he's not too bad in the air either. So he's a good all-round striker. So he would suit the system pretty well. Yeah, but if it's true, we'll wait and see if it's true or not.
I don't know. Anybody here that knows L'Equipe, let us know if we should trust them. It's a French outlet that I know.
It's one of the big
So
ones,
this,
coach. Yeah,
sorry.
it's one of the big ones. But I mean, they run a different story every day on a different player. So it's not that serious, to be honest.
So you're saying that that's not still, but still not enough to believe them?
No, not enough for me. No, no, because no other journalists or anyone has brought it out. It's only they have brought it out. It's coming from Paris directly, which means that PSG might be looking to move him on, and maybe these agents or blah blah put some feelers out.
I mean, they have enough numbers in that area. They still have. What's that one? Was that from Porto?
Ramos, yeah,
Yeah, Gonzalo, right?
Gonzalo Ramos, yes.
Yeah, they still have him in. I think they'll probably sell him. They have numbers in that area.
Yeah, they probably will. That's what I said. They're probably putting the feelers out. He's coming back
Yeah,
from loan, so he's obviously not really wanted there. He's the one that they would move.
and maybe
So
we'll get a deal to get him on loan first with an option.
it would be good, but I doubt. I don't know, coach. Like I said, it's just a quick report that came out. It hasn't been backed out by any of the big journalists, so we don't know enough. It's just a report from Paris. That's all.
All right.
Like the
You
other
almost
100
got,
reports we're linked with every striker and every winger in the world. So yeah,
okay. Bali refused to sell Hassan Ajayi. He promised him he had a future. Director of football Win Stanley stepped in. Goodbye, academy player. You must realize Southern Academy's policy. Don't criticize player. I'm okay. You win. Let's see. Gilchrist for sale. Humphrey sold. Broxham and Birch. Okay.
Beach, the goalkeeper. It's not
Okay.
a policy. That's wrong. I wouldn't say that
I
as a
wouldn't call it a
policy.
policy too. It depends. If you're good, if they see you have it in you, you're staying.
Exactly, like so many
Yeah.
have already.
Yeah. All right. This year, Chelsea remain involved in the strikers market. They keep following Hugo Ekitike and more players, according to Fabrizio Romano. But I'm not sure what to make of this. There's nothing serious there. He told us a week ago that all we did was call Frankfurt and ask them what's up, and they told Chelsea 100 million, and that was it. Did we see anything that suggests actually they can take a lot? He could take a lot less to buy him,
No.
but I'm not sure. But it just doesn't. This report just doesn't make sense. He adds nothing. Nothing different from what we've heard. If he says involved in what way, to what extent, to what measure, nothing there suggests to what measure that we're involved in the striker market. They keep following Ugo, following him for what? I'm not sure what to make of this really.
Coach, there's not much happening, so it's the Club World Cup. So there's a bit of transfer news. There's not much, and yeah, they're just putting out stuff that's already been put out. They're just repeating it over. There's
Yeah,
nothing added to it. It's just to content, to create content, and yeah, that's their job. They get paid to put content out, and it is what it is, unfortunately. But it's nothing, like you said. There's nothing been added to it. It's just the same old
nothing.
stuff. No.
Nothing is just from another angle, or you could say the same thing phrased differently. So Ugo Ekitike, I think you've seen that. What else do we have here? I think it's probably time to go news hunting and call it a day. I'm quite sure a lot of you probably want to go watch the Madrid game. They're losing. I didn't feel like it's important. We don't usually schedule shows when it overlaps. That is if there's a game on a game on TV. But Real Madrid versus Pachuca. Pachuca sounds like a Mexican side. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Um,
I think they are.
yeah, okay. Okay, so it's Small, Lewis Hall, Ian Matson, rubbish academy players generate 100%. I mean, they were all never going to stay here, so but it doesn't really matter to me. We have academy players in the squad. We have Achimpong. We have what's his name? The other kid, the winger. But all
If
right,
that
and
was
the
the
manager
case,
likes him. All right,
yeah,
the Premier League have written to Chelsea to seek clarification over the club's position with ticket reseller amid controversy over Todd Bowley's involvement in Vivid Seats. Okay, he's going to answer. I don't think there's much of an issue there. If it was that serious, I think we'll be hearing a lot more than what we've heard so far. I don't know, Dante, if you want to add to that.
no, there's nothing serious there. It's just rubbish put out by people that don't like the owners. Simple as that.
All right, there was competition for Isugo, who spent last season on loan at Las Palmas. They have been accused of scattergun recruitment, but surely this is evidence of planning. I'm not sure I know what to do with this comment. All right, let's talk about the outrage.
Oh, geez.
Furious fans about Andrey Santos. Chelsea, we've played, I think, 13 games in total, and Andrey Santos haven't played even a single minute. And the manager hasn't made him the club's captain. So they're not happy.
At least vice captain.
At least vice captain. But let's read this. That's according to Ben Jacobs. Jacobs stand back, so to speak. I don't think Ben Jacobs. I don't think he speaks rubbish like this. So this reads: it is to be hoped that Santos, who has been linked with Bayern Munich, is ready to be patient. Getting no minutes against Flamengo will be a disappointment, given that the Brazilian international played for their great rivals. That makes sense to a certain extent. I think he would have loved to play against them. Vasco da Gama, or is that how you pronounce it? Okay. But it is important to maintain perspective. Santos is still a newcomer. Okay, sorry for saying you're talking rubbish here. I think he makes sense. He's a newcomer after all, and will surely be given an opportunity to prove himself. Maybe this isn't the one I suspect. There was one
No,
somebody
this is
was
new.
saying that maybe this isn't the one. So I apologize to Jacob Steinberg. I should have read everything before
Ben
slating
Jacobs, yeah.
him, maybe. So, but I'm with him. I am with him. And the same thing I'm saying to people, I get it. Their frustration driven by the fact that, yeah, we had the manager on the day had a fullback in the midfield area. But the question I've asked people, okay, the fullback in question, did he operate as a box-to-box midfielder, which is what Andrey Santos is? And
No,
was it DJ that said, how about Esugo? Esugo, the day he came on, did he operate as a box-to-box midfielder? No. And
no.
I told people, listen, this kid isn't going anywhere. He's done well. He did well enough on loan that even Todd Bolly recognized that fact. And when asked, he did talk about him, say, we're glad to have him. He's going to come back. He's going to be with us. This kid will play a lot of games. I don't think he'd complain. I know, and as I've told people, by the end of 25-26 season, we'll have at least one or two midfielders pushing to leave because they are not happy. But this kid will not be one of them. He will still be here. So I don't know why after 2 games, people are acting as if it is the end of the world. I see my Alex Goldberg on X saying he's concerned, he's nervous about Andrey Santos. Why? I'm not moved. This kid,
Emotional, coach. Simple
he
answer.
hasn't played under
Emotional fans.
Maresca. This is his preseason under Enzo Maresca. And chances that the next game we might not actually see him. But I believe we will. If the manager doesn't want him, he's not going to be part of the squad. Maresca is a straight shooter. He doesn't beat about the bush. If he feels like, yeah, I don't think you're going to get to play a lot, he will tell you. But let's hear you, Dante.
Yeah, look, it's just emotional fans, and the ones that have put it out, it's big accounts. They're not really reporters or anything. They're big accounts, most of them, that are just wanted to see him play and are causing a bit of a fuss. So, like I said, emotional fans, I'm not too worried about it. Santos has just been there a minute, basically. Now he's got a very technical role that he needs to come in and do. He needs to learn that position first, and that the players around him, the instructions from the manager. He hasn't hardly had a training session. It's like, seriously, they got there basically and started straight away. So yeah, he will play. I think he might have even come on that game. Maybe we don't know, but I doubt it anyway. But the red card changed that, of course. But he will play. It's been a minute. Like I said, he needs to learn his position. Is not like Dario Sujo, who comes on as just a defensive midfielder, basically just break up the play, blah blah. Very simple role. Santos's role will be more complicated and more technical than that. So he needs to learn what to do and get the right instructions.
And how the
That
manager, overall, how the manager wants him to apply himself on the pitch.
exactly, and that takes time, especially when there's no preseason. This is basically the part of the preseason. It takes time, and it's a preseason, but it's a competitive one. Like I said,
That
because
which
of
makes
the
it
rules.
very tricky for the manager. He can't
Exactly. So you
necessarily
can't put him.
rotate
James has
heavily.
been there all year, doing it. Okay, so you can't throw a young kid in there, even though he did well at Strasbourg. Very similar to Petrovic. He did very well at Strasbourg, but it doesn't mean anything. Premier League's different. So especially when you're very young as well. So he'll get his time. Don't be surprised. He'll probably play the next game. He'll probably get minutes in the next game. Start, maybe not, but he will get, like I said, he'll probably get minutes. Maybe he won't. He's not ready. That means the coach has seen that he's not ready. He's not understanding the instructions. He wants him to link up with the players a bit more. And like I said, his role is very technical. It's more, he has to play more that Enzo role. So a little bit different. So he needs to know everyone really well, what to do, when to do stuff. There's a lot of, it's not that simple just throwing him in. It'll actually be pretty bad to just throw him in, to be honest. That would be the worst
Yeah, and
situation,
he
just
ends
throw him
up,
in there.
you can say, uh, playing badly,
Yeah.
his debut on Enzo Maresca.
Imagine that. Imagine that he throwed him in that game, and we were down. Jackson gets sent off, and he's playing in that game, and just sitting back doing nothing, and we lose, and he's not doing nothing. Everyone's gonna say, "Oh, what a flop Santos is."
Yeah.
So yeah, you can't win with a lot of this fan base, unfortunately. So he will get his time. Patience, people. It's not a big deal. He just got there. Like I said, his role is a bit different. He's not a defensive midfielder that just goes on there to do one thing. It's very different, his role. So he's got bigger shoes to fill. So yeah, patience. He will get plenty of time.
Yeah, and chances are he himself isn't actually concerned. You understand? Chances are himself isn't actually concerned as those as the fans are. You know. But that's why we keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes to go a long way. They are youth players, not finished articles. I totally understand and everything, but let's see. I would pick Langa is better than Hassan Odoi. Okay. Let's see. I need. Okay, we'll talk about that on Facebook. Let's see. You want to come start a fight with? All right, Andrey Santos. I think he gets his chance. I think he's going to stay. I don't think he's going anywhere. But people, legitimately concerned. I would say, just to an extent, driven by the fact that we had midfielders in the midfield, non-midfielders in the midfield. So yeah, it's understandable. These are comments from the Premier League comment. I think we've read that. This one also about the Sugo. Anything new? Andrea Santos. Anything new here? Estavo. Okay. Dario Sugo. Nothing new here. I think it's time to call it a day, actually. But we've talked at length about the little we have lined up, even though we don't have too many. But yeah, we keep it interactive, so that makes it fun. You got kicked off from Facebook. What do you do? Do you go on Facebook and start fighting everybody? This is not the first time. I have to be honest. I've known Stan for a while. This is not the first time he's kicked out of Facebook. All right, I don't know. There's nothing new has emerged, and I want to say, Dante, anything else you want to talk about before we call it a day?
No, you've covered those key points that we needed to talk about. So yeah, no, pretty good.
All right, people, I want to say thank you to all of you for finding the time to be part of the conversation. I cannot thank you guys enough. And once again, thank you for 26,000 subscribers. Was yesterday. Now we have 26K subscribers and 39. I cannot thank you guys enough. So thank you to Stav. Thank you to Stav for finding the time to join, be part of the conversation. Thank you to Jabalani Jamalo. Thank you to Joy. Kojo Anyumado. The question is, Bayern isn't for Gusto according. Yeah, I've seen that. Do I believe it? Maybe they're interested in signing him, so now they're testing the waters. But I don't think Chelsea will say Gusto. And Jay, thank you for joining us. Stav, also I've said once again, Jay. And Dominic, thank you for joining us. And if I miss your name, apologies, I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and cheers.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Take care, you too.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar. We rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world that all hearts open wide. From Stanford Bridge, share our voices to life. We long for the team stand strong by our side.
Every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust. Our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines. Bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said for real does, and then with a love this storm, every phone's just to there, and there was a strife. God, you, my heart, keep the blue flag. challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the sky. Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge to our voices to the light. We long for the team stand strong by our side. Every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real of does, and then with